When C.K. Little opened his doors in downtown Corinth nearly 80 years ago, his plan was simple: deliver excellent service and exceed expectations. That's why we say a little gift goes a long way.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I hope all of y'all have had a fantastic Saturday across North Mississippi. I always love comparing the weather and basically what season it is between weekends. Last weekend, I was preparing you for frigid conditions to start off the work week. Well, this weekend, not the case. We are enjoying warm conditions and definitely above average conditions. So let's get started with the broadcast so I can get you ready for everything you need to know. Shorts and short sleeves, they are in high demand. And I'm not just talking about this weekend. What we're experiencing now, it gets more mild, more muggy, just more hot across North Mississippi. So keep those in the rotation. You're going to need them all week long. But technically, we're also kind of going to need those rain jacket and umbrellas as well. Not as prominent tomorrow and technically even into Monday. Those rain chances, they will start to increase. We'll see those pesky sprinkles tomorrow afternoon. They're going to linger, kind of bug us as we go about our day. But like I mentioned earlier, those rain chances, they will return, more prominent rain chances, that is. And that's where we'll really need those umbrellas, those rain jackets as we go about our work week. Thankfully, it's around hump day and on where we start to see those rain chances pretty much return and stick around for the rest of the forecast ahead. It's going to be a tricky forecast as we get ready for the weekend, or to wrap up and get ready for the work week ahead. But make sure to stay updated with us all week long, and we'll make sure you have the very latest as you get ready for your next day. Now let's take a look at the first 12 as we get ready for our Sunday morning. Beautiful, calm overnight period ahead of us. We're starting off with temperatures in the low 50s by 11 o'clock, clear skies still above. Now, as we continue into the overnight period, these 10%, those are those pesky sprinkles. Most of us are going to stay dry across North Mississippi, but a select few, well, we're going to see those sprinkles. Good news is this is happening between 2 to 6 a.m. So is it going to bother us or any outdoor events or plans? No. But will it affect us, and is it occurring overnight? Yes, so I want to make sure y'all know what's going on outdoors. Even by 8 o'clock, we're going to start to see those drier conditions return. So by our Sunday morning church commute, you're going to be good to go with mostly clear conditions, low 50s, warming on up already towards the upper 60s, cusp of low 70s by 11 o'clock, just showing how warm it's going to be tomorrow and how fast it is that we're going to get there. So let's take some live looks across North Mississippi. This is out there in Edenburg. 54, feels like 54, no wind affecting us. Last weekend was wind this, wind that, wind chill this. Well, we are not having to deal with that. We are talking about much more warm conditions and above average. Beautiful forecast out there, or view, I should say, with those clear skies above. Now, that cloud cover will return, so if you want that picturesque clear blue sky above today, like for tomorrow, it's not going to happen. But we're going to see out here in Blue Springs, 52 degrees, feels like 52, still enjoying those clear skies. Looks like somebody got pulled over, and I got to make sure I'm not speeding on my way home tonight. I already got pulled over earlier this month, and safe to say I have never crossed the speed limit again. But still, most people are wrapping up their evening tonight, and they are going to continue to do so. Going to be a peaceful, calm overnight period ahead as we wrap up our Saturday and get ready for our Sunday tomorrow. Now let's take a look down in Hattiesburg, because why not? Just taking a look further down south, 55 degrees, feels like 55. That wind not really affecting us. We are literally the definition of calm as we continue overnight and get ready for our Sunday morning ahead. Now take a look at our Mama Justice Doppler radar coming back up north towards our viewing area. We can see some of those pesky showers off in the distance. Now, of course, this radar super far away from those rain showers. The delta kind of in what we call a radar hole across our country, to where no good radars can really get an accurate representation just because that beam gets sent out at an angle. So with it pretty much on the opposite side of the state, it's a lot higher up. So picking things up super higher up in our atmosphere, not really closer towards where that cloud base is and where the rain, but we could see some of those rain showers maybe affecting those out there in Memphis, just south of Cleveland, if it's making it to the surface. But like I keep mentioning, a majority of us here in North Mississippi, we're going to continue to stay dry all night long. Those sprinkles, they will arrive, just not affecting many of us. So let's talk about kind of where we can expect it and why. High pressure system today into tonight, pretty much keeping us calm and allowing those clear blue skies above our heads today. Well, that high pressure system, it's continuing moving east, and with that, it's going to bring that moisture all the way from the Gulf, and with that, bring in that cloud cover yet again. we're going to see those rain chances as well. But what's really going to influence those rain chances is this low pressure system all the way out there in Indiana, moving into Ohio. You can see a lot more of that precipitation, that rainfall, that snow up north. But for us here, this cold front, that's eventually going to make its way through North Mississippi, not tracking anything intense whatsoever. You can go to sleep stress-free tonight. But we could see, if y'all can zoom in really close, those tiny little green bubbles. Those are the sprinkles I'm talking about, very minute, not going to affect us tonight. So don't worry, we're going to go to sleep stress-free. Maybe you can hear a pitter-pat on your rooftop, but that's pretty much about it. So let's take a look at those sprinkles and who it may affect tonight. That high-pressure system out to our east, going to continue shifting that way. Out of the picture, we're going to see those sprinkles continue moving on in across North Mississippi. Notice, not really pausing this out much because we're not tracking anything intense with this cold front. Those sprinkles were pretty much there and immediately gone. But in the wake of that, and in the wake of that cold front, that cloud cover a little bit or a lot more prominent as we go about our Sunday tomorrow. So not really going to be a clear blue sky above, but still going to be beautiful regardless. Going to be a great day to enjoy your weekend and get outside because it'll be warm. We're starting off in the mid 40s by 6 o'clock, working our way up towards the low 70s by lunchtime. By the time you're out of church, that cloud cover is going to be a lot more prominent. And then by those afternoon hours, we get that second round of sprinkles making its way through North Mississippi. And then I'll be letting you know who it is that will be getting those sprinkles. Got to stick around for the broadcast so you can see who it is. But around 10%, not affecting the majority of us. But as we continue into the evening hours, we're going to start cooling off as well, around 60 degrees by 9 o'clock. So by the time we make it towards the 10 o'clock tomorrow, we're still in the upper 50s. So how warm we're getting, how long we're staying warm, and how slow it's going to take us to cool off into the evenings ahead. That's going to be the story as we get ready for our work week ahead. But of course, it is still the weekend. I want to make sure you are best prepared for your Sunday ahead tomorrow. I'll be letting you know where you can expect those sprinkles tonight, tomorrow, and how long these pesky showers last into the work week ahead. All of that's coming up right after this break.
The 9th Annual World of Customs Indoor Car Show, Friday through Sunday, February 27th through March 1st in Tupelo Furniture Market, Building 5. Custom cars, trucks, and bikes, free Hot Wheels racing, and a free Hot Wheels each day for the first 50 kids. Special guest Eric Estrada from the TV show Chips, Pinstriper Von Hot Rod, Michael Brandt of Garage Bound Mobile Welding, and Bumblebee. The World of Customs Car Show, February 27th through March 1st in Tupelo Furniture Market, Building 5. Partially funded by Visit Mississippi and Tupelo Visitors Bureau. Some proceeds go to the LeBonner Children's Hospital and Wounded Veterans Charities.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Let's take a look at these current conditions outside here in Tupelo. 52 degrees, feels like 52 as well. Not really being affected by the wind because there is no wind outside. And that dew point around 43 degrees. Now, this is going to be a big factor of our forecast as we get ready for the work week ahead because they're going to become a lot more elevated. And with that, meaning it's going to feel a lot more muggy outdoors, going to feel just basically muggy as we go about our days coming up. And with that, we're going to see that moisture start to build up and those rain chances become a bit more prominent. Now, thankfully, not there yet, so let's continue enjoying our weekend before we get there later on this work week. Now, coming back to Futurecast, let's talk about those sprinkles. Again, the lightest shade of green possible, so if these make it to the surface, congrats, but definitely going to be some sprinkles making their way through, not really some showers. But the Delta is going to be the hot spot for these sprinkles, not only tonight, but into tomorrow. This is around 10 o'clock where we could see some of those showers affecting those right just outside of Cleveland on our Mama Justice Doppler radar just a second ago. But as we continue overnight and towards midnight and on, those sprinkles continue moving on through, struggling to stay pretty consistent into the overnight period before already fading on out. So by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to be starting off our day dry. Won't even realize those sprinkles occurred. Now, thankfully, we're going to start off mostly clear. So for those that enjoyed the clear blue skies today, get up early, enjoy it tomorrow because that cloud cover is going to start to build on up as we go about the rest of our Sunday ahead. Now, those low temperatures going to start off pretty mild, above average all the way around across our forecast. Our normal should be around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, nowhere near are we 40 across North Mississippi, 47 in Amory, Houston, and Bruce, 51 in Holly Springs, Senatobia, and Tunica, 52 Clarksville, and 53 out there in Greenville. So already going to be a warm start to your day and pretty much just a warm day all the way around. So let's take a look at your church planner as you get ready for church tomorrow and any outdoor events you have. We're starting off in the upper 40s by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, mostly clear skies above. But that cloud cover pretty much builds on up and stays around partly cloudy for the rest of your day ahead as you warm on up towards the upper 70s for your highs and still in the mid 60s by 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Now, Futurecast already showing a bit more cloud cover on this model run. This is the HRRR model for Sunday at 8:30. And as we go throughout the rest of our day, we're starting off pretty dry, especially all the way up until lunchtime. But let's go back to the Delta. That's where we're going to see those sprinkles try to make their way back across North Mississippi, moving across the Delta, and we can see that a little bit more prominent on this model run as compared to the one earlier. So could see some stray sprinkles, maybe even just a small shower make its way through mid-afternoon, early evening time. But once we make it towards around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, those rain changes starting to move on out of our area. So if you get affected by one, just let it pass on through. Going to take a few minutes, not going to linger around too long. Should not upset any outdoor events. Just got to wait just a few minutes before those sprinkles and showers can move on out. But for most of us here in North Mississippi, we're going to continue to stay dry. Consider yourself lucky if you get any rain tomorrow. Now, those high temperatures for your Sunday, upper 70s, definitely above average for this time of year, especially for the first day of March tomorrow. 77 in Amory and Bruce, 75 New Albany, 71 Corinth, 68 out there in South Haven, and 73 in Clarksdale. Now, if you want to know, are we going to actually feel this way outdoors? Well, yeah, we're going to feel pretty much exactly like those temperatures outdoors. So make sure to keep those short sleeves on all day long and into the work week ahead. Even go out, get a sweet treat tomorrow, because we shouldn't be anywhere near these temperatures for March 1st, but this feels like late spring, early summer. So get a snow cone, get some ice cream. It's going to be a beautiful day to do that tomorrow. Now, also going to be a beautiful day to walk the dog. I know my parents have been in the habit walking my dog in the afternoon hours, and I'm going to hope to see if I can get her out maybe around lunchtime tomorrow before I head up here in Tupelo. Going to be a beautiful day regardless of when you want to go out, maybe even in the mornings, mid 40s to upper 40s by the time you walk out of the door around 7 o'clock, upper 60s by lunchtime might be when I walk out Emmy. And then by 3 o'clock, mid 70s, a little bit more cloud cover. So could find some shade as you go about your walk. Just still going to be a beautiful day all the way around. Now let's come back to Futurecast and let's talk about those rain chances as we wrap up our Sunday and head into our Monday, because they're starting to shift just a little bit while also lining up at the exact same time. So let's talk about that real quick. Those rain chances still affecting those out in the Delta and pretty much just west of I-55. That's throughout your Sunday tomorrow. But as we track out the rest of your evening and into the overnight plans, I'm not expecting that. That's just a little bit overdone in my opinion. I should have put a pause point in that. Actually, we can back that up real quick just so we can talk about that. Did not want it to go through all of that. Let's see if I can find my mouse. There we go. Let me stop this. Scroll on through. Okay. I'm going to be covering it up for just a second, but I promise I'll step out of the way. Okay, so this is around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock during that broadcast tomorrow. Still, I think that's a little bit too heavy in my opinion. I do think those rain chances, they're going to linger up north in our viewing area. Now, do I see it being that widespread and heavy? Not really. Let's continue going into the evening hours, even by midnight and on. A little bit overdone in my opinion, still showing those rain showers affecting pretty much the most northern portions of our viewing area, right along the Tennessee-Mississippi state line. I think that is where we see our rain chances, just not as prominent as this model is picking up. So that's around midnight tomorrow. As we continue into those AM hours, they're going to move on out. And that's what I agree with this model. I think it'll be overnight throughout your Monday morning hours. By the time you're waking up around, let's move it up towards, there we go, my pause point around 8 o'clock. We're going to start to see those mostly dry conditions return. Those rain changes still sticking up towards the north. That is what I'm agreeing on. So let's make sure to go back to this. We'll play through it one more time, which there we go. So seeing those rain changes kind of move through along the Mississippi-Tennessee state line, a little bit overdone, but I do agree with those rain changes moving on out by your Monday morning hours. Still going to see a few pesky showers affecting us, just kind of that annoying rainfall moving through North Mississippi. This is Monday morning as you get started for your work week. Now, as you go about your day, those rain chances, they kind of linger in the most northern part. And further south you go, clearer skies, that southerly motion allowing that moisture to continue building on up. But by lunchtime, still seeing it affect those pretty much just north of Saltillo and Booneville and Corinth, even closer towards Tishomingo County as it continues moving on through. But by the afternoon hours, we're seeing clearer conditions. So Just got to get through those pesky showers the further north you are, but once you make it out of the office Monday evening by that 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour, you're going to see drier conditions and definitely clearer conditions by then. But that southerly motion continues to move on through. That's partly due to that warm front that you just saw move through Arkansas, allowing that moisture to continue building on in across our area. And we're going to definitely start feeling it as we get ready for the work week ahead. So let's take a look at those high temperatures for your, Monday, getting a little bit ahead of myself. Pretty much upper 70s yet again all across North Mississippi. Whole bunch of 77. 77 in Vernon, Amory, Houston, Bruce, Water Valley, 72 in Holly Springs, 74 Clarksdale, 75 in Cleveland, and 78 out there in Belzona. So we're even on the cusp of low 80s. Now, unfortunately, I do think a few of us will reach the low 80s later on this work week, but that's due to the warming trend. It'll take a while until we get there. Still got a few days. But those feels like values still matching up, so keep those shorts and short sleeves in the rotation and keep them on all week long because it will be pretty toasty. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast because there's a lot to talk about. Pretty much upper 70s for your highs all week long, 77 for Sunday and Monday, warming up towards 78 Tuesday and Wednesday. But then once we make it towards Wednesday, that's where we see a shift in our forecast and those rain chances. They come back into the forecast and stick around pretty much for the rest of the work week and into the weekend ahead. Wednesday and on, we're going to be tracking some rain chances becoming a little bit more heavier. By next weekend, we could be tracking some stronger thunderstorms and heavier showers moving on through North Mississippi. So make sure to continue to stay updated with us here at Mississippi Live Weather. We're going to update you all week long to make sure you have the very latest information. But real quick, before wrapping this up, I want to check the comments. Looks like everybody enjoyed today. Beautiful day. Do it again Sunday. Well, good news. I think y'all are going to have another beautiful day tomorrow. Just got to get through those pesky showers overnight, but they're happening overnight. We're not even going to realize they affected us. But of course, here's the QR code to both our iOS and Android app. We appreciate all the support you have given us and also the feedback as well. We love hearing and getting those emails so we know what works for y'all, what doesn't work, and what y'all want to see. If we don't have anything, let us know what you'd like, and we can do our best to try to get that app updated for all of you guys out there. Of course, with it still being the weekend, we'll keep our weekend schedule at 6 and 10 tomorrow night. So I hope all of y'all continue to have a fantastic Saturday. Enjoy y'all Sunday morning tomorrow. And I'll see y'all back here in the Room Room Weather Center as we'll talk about those warmer conditions on the horizon, but also those rain chances and see how those model runs start to change just a little bit as we get closer and closer towards the work week. Will they start agreeing which models will say what? That will be the story as we get ready for next weekend. But I hope all of y'all have had a fantastic weekend so far. And I'll see y'all back here in the Room Room Weather Center.
Again, these will not be tornado-producing thunderstorms. These are kind of high-base storms, so they're hail producers, hail threat. Probable that we've been dropping some large hail, probably in excess of an inch inside.
And of course, we will keep eyes on that as well. Now, this is looking more towards the south and west.
That is 65 dBz. This is golf ball size hail, easily.
This is in downtown Tupelo right now. Folks are driving very cautiously because of the heavy downpour.
This is looking the same way that Ethan's looking at there. So this is the backside of that thunderstorm. Still a decent amount of hail aloft in that.
So this is probably the front of it as it continues moving through that Boeing segment.
It's a large output of large hail in the Dumas area, and that was one of our more notable storms.
We've had some hailstones out here in the last few minutes, north side of Tupelo. So we have had some power disruptions from this coming through at the highest end, 3+ inches.